thunderstorm sounds by far. Basically, the rating is thunderstorm sounds, rain sounds, and ocean sounds, and then a whole slew of sounds in between. I've always thought that voice interfaces are the way of the future, especially in the car. As a driver, I've always thought that navigating to the place that you want to go to has always been a pain up until voice interfaces really started taking off. And thinking about how they can be expanded into other use cases just really makes sense, especially in the context of a vehicle. And then expanding that into the home just seemed natural, right? Like conversation it's the natural way of communicating. We don't think of touching a piece of glass or moving a mouse when we talk to human beings. So why should technology be any different than that? When I bought my first Alexa device, I bought the first gen Echo Dot, and I started using it. I thought it was really cool. I used it to play music, but there were a few features that I thought were missing. So that kind of got me interested in building for Alexa and building my own skills. And the first thing I did was I built a skill that let me look up the daily deal for a couple websites that I really enjoy shopping at. And then I got into the stock market. So I built a skill that allowed me to look up stock prices using company names instead of ticker symbols. Just things like that made my life a little bit easier, that happened to make the lives of other people easier too. I think gaming is really interesting for voice. It really creates this imaginary world that before voice, we expected content creators to create these realms for us, these worlds for us. Whereas the voice, it's really up to the user, the consumer, of what that world looks like. As developers, we kind of feed those consumers brief ideas of what those worlds are. But at the end of the day, it's consumers who really create the experience. A couple years ago, I bought my grandfather an Echo Dot, and the amount of joy that it brought him when he used it was absolutely remarkable. He would use it to look up weather, he would use it to hear the Detroit Tigers scores, and every time somebody came in to visit him, he would demonstrate the abilities of this device, and it just brought a smile on his face, and it brought a smile to every visitor that he had. He's since passed, but that's just a really great memory that I have of him, and the joy that these voice assistants can bring to people, not just of older age groups, but also younger age groups. Keep it simple. I think the best voice experiences are the ones that actually require less interactions. So getting users the content that they want as quickly as possible are simply the best experiences. My favorite thing about Superbot this year has been the amazing people that have been here. From the panelist members to the presenters to the audience themselves, there have been amazing questions that have come from the audience. And just everybody here, it truly shows how great we've come as an ecosystem to have such amazing people here at Schwab.